Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here. I know I look like crap. Today's my day off. um, so, there is nothing in this world that isn't of God. God, like, and when I say of God, that means is God. Nothing. Like, God is imbued. And I don't even like using that word. Like, it's not that it's imbued, because being imbued is like an afterthought. This is before. This is like, it's here because. Not after the thought, then, okay, I'm going to stick my sticker on it like I made this, or, take credit for. No, this is the realization that not a single thing in this world is outside of God. And I use the word God because it's universal energy, source, universe, Allah, Buddha. They're all the same thing because everything is the same. Like, even when you break it down to the scientific realization that's just now coming around full circle, science is just now meeting up with scripture and other holy texts and what ancients knew for millennia, from what the first indigenous people that resided in the planet Earth could put in a conceptual form that we now can recognize. Because there were people on this planet before we had the opportunity to read or look at what they left, other than just them, other than saying, if I couldn't speak because I didn't have the ability to, but I lived, what story would I tell? How would I get this through other than my remains, the things I used as tools? So we're talking about a memory that goes back to before language, before we could even express to each other what we meant. This took a want. And that's where my understanding of the world has come from, is that I've wanted it that bad. It wasn't some spontaneous, miraculous, oh, all of a sudden, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I wanted to know what I was missing. Every step of the way. Every step of the way, that idea has never left me. What is missing? What am I missing? What am I not getting? And that has kept me hungering to keep going. That's why I'm leaving this message about everything is culminating into this point of there is nothing outside of energy. And I will use God and energy intermittent, because they are the same thing. Everything is energy. Everything is God. I could say that's the same sentence. The same exact sentence. There is not a stone that's on the ground. There is not a river that resides, or, the planet itself is nothing but energy. Now, the one thing outside of that energy, I can't even say it's outside because it's both. Everything is and isn't at the same time. And that's just quantum science, folks. Quantum science, in a nutshell, is the observer of the experiment has more to do with the outcome of the experiment than first thought. And truths are only but half-truths depending on who is present. And that all means, basically, nothing is incorrect. Nothing is incorrect. Nothing's wrong. There's just always more to the story. There's just always more to the story. So when you want to prove how wrong someone is, you're only reflecting that back on how wrong you are. And that's the whole purpose to this video, is that this is the realization. You are only ever, no matter how many times so-and-so did such to you, or so-and-so did such to them, and they did, and this did, and who, and the government, and all of these things are happening to you. You are only ever expressing your disdain or your love for some in every expression you make. There's not a single utterance out of your mouth that isn't for or against you, depending on whatever your mood is. Like, so that's why stabilizing your mood is so important. That's why healing trauma is so important. Because if you're constantly, talking about she said, he said bullshit. Yeah, the Limp Biscuit just hit me. If you're constantly living in a negative pattern that the world is out to get you, whatever that is, that's you. That's you. That's only you. There is nothing but God in the world. That's it. Do you have a devil on your shoulder, or do you have God on your shoulder? That's you. You choose. You have free will. The expressions you make, every utterance out of your mouth is, it may be she said, and they did. It's you. It's owning up to the fact that the things that you are complaining or making, whatever it is, whatever you're talking about, is all about your judgment of you. So if you're constantly talking about how they did you wrong, and how this happened so badly, and how the world's out to get their, if you're constantly thinking that somebody is underhanded and blah blah blah, that's you. And the thing of it is once you get past a level, you will understand that. So no matter who you hear around you, when you hear that stuff, you'll know. You hear somebody in a conversation, not even having nothing to do with you, across the, talking about being dirty and underhanded. Oh, guess what? That person right there that just said that is dirty and underhanded. You don't have it. Now you know, and you've been warned. Don't play like you weren't warned. If somebody across the courtyard is talking about beautiful, lovely things that resonate in your heart and sound good, gravitate toward that. It's quick, your subconscious is going to play out. Oh, what's she got to say? And you're going to head towards the negative if you got some shit to learn. But if you don't want to learn that shit, you want good stuff going on, you're going to gravitate to the la la la. I sit in a lone pattern right now because it does not matter where I am. It's just nobody has anything to talk about unless they're talking about somebody else. Learn something about the world around you, not about who said, she said, he said bullshit. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about things, not people. People are just people. There's other stuff going on. I want to know what you know in your mind other than about what's so Pookie's sister, brother-in-law, sister, mama's at the... I don't give a fuck. Don't care about them, what they're doing. God bless them on their path. They're going to learn their lessons when they do, and that's all that really needs to be said about it. Like, people really have very little to talk about because they don't invest in talking to themselves in a manner that makes what they spew out their mouths we're talking about. So that's where you get to have the upper hand. That's where you get to say, you know what? Instead of playing an unconscious role and talking about who said, he said, she said bullshit, I'm going to learn and have something to talk about. And you know what? And be happy all if I'm talking to myself or to a camera on YouTube. Don't fucking matter. I'll sit alone for as long as it takes until these things resonate in my heart beyond anything, because God is all there is. Even in the he said, she said bullshit, God resides there. May look a little different, may bind you a little different, but it's there to serve a purpose. It's there to show you a better way. So delight in the pain. Show yourself that nothing in this world is bad. Bad is what happens to a banana when you've let it sit in the counter too long. That's bad. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later.